Well, look who finally did what he said he would. 5 magics. Part 1, we're going to be looking at the little shreds that Marty does in the verse. Let's take a look. Okay, let's have a look at the first little chunk. We want to do a slide into 13 of the 6th string, and then we're going to work through this F Lydian pattern. So what I'm doing at the start of that is doing a hammer on from 12 to 13 on the 6th and 12 to 14 on the 5th. Okay, then from there I want to hit 12 of the 5th twice, and then do a slide from 14 to 15 on the 5th. So thus far. Okay, then the next one goes. So I want to do 3 picks on 14 of the 4th string, and then hammer to 15 at the end of that. Okay, then after that I go into this, which is just an octave up from what we did initially. So what I did there was a hammer on from 14 to 15 on the 4th, and then 14 to 16 on the 3rd. So from that little chunk, let's take it from the top. Okay, now to finish this off, this is an octave above what we did initially over here. I hit 14 twice on the 3rd, and then do a slide from when I've picked 16 to 17. Hopefully that's all making sense thus far, and then we work into this. Alright, so what I got from here is a pull off from 17 to 13 on the 2nd, and then I jump to 17 of the 3rd, and then I slide from 17 to 18 on the 2nd, so I go. Okay, then from there I'm doing a pull off from 19 to 13, and then 17 to 13, and then a pull off from 17 to 13 on the 2nd. So it goes. So all together. Okay, then from there I want to hit 17 of the 1st string, and then slide from 13 to 12 on the 2nd. Sort of go. As soon as I slid back to 12 of the 2nd string, I want to hammer to 15 of the 2nd, and then play 15 of the 1st, so I'm rolling that ring to flat, so it hits 15 of the 2nd and the 1st, and then I roll it back to the 2nd string and pull off, and that goes from 15 to 12. So I'll do that again slowly. Then I go to 15 of the 3rd string. Okay, we're very, very close. Let's go from the start and then we'll do the rest. Okay, then it goes into this. So what I do here is I do a hammer on 12, 15 back to 12. Then I want to hit 12 again. And then work down this kind of E minor pentatonic. So I'm playing 12 of the 2nd string, and then a pull off from 14 to 12 on the 3rd, and to 14 of the 4th, and then I want to flatten that ring, and then what I'm doing here is playing 14, 12 on the 3rd. So nice and slow. Okay, then the end of that is just this. Working down the rest of that pentatonic, which is going 14, 12 on the 4th, and then 14, 12 on the 5th. And then a gentlemanly slide from there. So let's try the whole section relatively slowly, and then we'll do it again with tabs. more time with the tabs. Okay, let's take a look at the second section. This is going to be kind of working around a D minor pentatonic area. So I want to start off with a hammer on between 10 and 13 on the second string. Then I want to flatten that ring and hit 13 at the first, and then do a pull off from 13 to 10 on the second. Sort of reversing my steps there, and then jumping to 12 of the third. Okay, then I'm going to go. So what I'm doing there is a pull off from 13 to 10 on the second, and then 12 to 10 on the third. Okay, then from there, I want to do 10 of the second string, and then do a pull off from 12 to 10 on the third, and then jump to 12 of the fourth, sort of go. Then I roll that ring down, and I'm going to do a pull off from 12 to 10 on the third string, and then 12 to 10 on the fourth. So thus far, hopefully that's all making sense so far. Now this bit messes with the timing a little bit because there's a slightly weird emphasis. There's a weird hammer on to a pull off there that he does just there. The most part of it is just sort of straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, just sort of straight quaver things. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 10 at the third string and then a hammer on from 10 to 13 back to 10, 10 to 12 back to 10 on the fourth string, sort of go. And that resolves to 12 of the fifth. Okay, then from there I go. So what I'm doing there is a pull off from 12 to 10 on the fourth and 12 to 10 on the fifth. So thus far, notice that weird little hammer on pull offy bit in the middle, and then it goes. So what I do here to resolve that little chunk is hit 10 at the fourth, do a pull off from 12 to 10 on the fifth, and then a bit of a bendy vibrato thing on 13 at the sixth, and we're working this. Alright, so what I'm doing there is sliding into 7 of the 5th string, and then I'm going to play 5, 7 on the 4th, then I go. So what I'm doing here is basically the similar kind of idea twice. I'm doing a bend on 7, then pulling off to 5, and then just doing a pull off from 7 to 5, so I go. And that was all on the 4th string. So let's try it from the slide to 7 to the 5th. Okay. So what I do is I bend it up and down, and then do a slower sort of second bend up after that. It sort of goes in and out and a lot slower on the second sort of movement. Let's try and put the whole section together relatively slowly, and then we'll do it again with the tabs. One more time with the tabs. Okay, let's have a look at this third group. I want to initially start with a pull off from 20 to 15, and I do a hammer on from 17 to 18 on the second. Okay, and then after that I do a hammer on from 15 to 17 on the first, and then a pull off from 18 to 15 on the second, sort of go. Hopefully that's making sense. Let's have a look at the next chunk. Let's slow that down. I want to do a pull off from 17 to 13 on the first string. Then I go from 15 to the first to 17 to the second. I have to pick both of those notes, obviously. Jump back down to 13 to the first after that. Sort of go. At the end of that, what I've got there is a pull off from 17 to 15 back to 12. That's all in one pick. So from the start, now the next little chunk that we do has the same rhythm as the first bit. So if you listen to that, it's very, very similar. So let's slow that down. And initially for that, I've got to pull off from 15 to 12 on the first string. Then I'm doing 13 to 15 on the second. And then I play 12 to 13 on the first string, so to go. At the end of that, I'm doing a pull off from 15 to 11, so to go. So thus far, this is what we should have. Hopefully that's making sense. Let me go. Let's slow that down. I'm doing a pull off from 13 to 10. And I play 12 of the second, and then 13 of the 12 of the first, and then 13 of the second. So it'll go. Then I jump back down to 10 of the first, and then I do a pull off from 13, 12, back to 10 on the second. So I go. You notice the rhythm of that is exactly the same as what we had here. So we've nearly got the same thing twice rhythmically between these first four little chunks. So the first bit, and the second two chunks. At the end of that I go, so I give 12 on the third string some love, and then I go, so I hit 9 twice on the third string and slide that to 12. Then I hit 12 again and hammer to 14. Then I go. So what I've got here is a bend on 14 of the second and the third strings. I'm bending it in and out, and then back to 12, and then back to that 14 for another aggressive bend. Okay, then I pull that off after that big second bend. Then I go. I bring that back to 12 of the third string. So I'm just pulling that off to a single note, and then jumping to 14 of the fourth, and then it's a bit of a nasty gross note on 13 of the third string. So it's a little bit sort of accidentally and weird. I'll try the whole section one more time a little bit slower, and then we'll do it again with the tabs. One more time with the tabs. Okay, let's have a look at the last chunk of today's lesson. I want to start with the mini arpeggio. Just a 3-string one. I'm doing a very, very small sweep. I'm going 18 of the second string, and then hammer on from 17 to 20 on the first. I'll do that idea twice. Okay, after that, still a 2-string sweep here. I'm doing 15 of the second string to 13 of the first. And then I want to hammer from 13 to 17, pull off to 13, hammer back to 17 again. So all together. Okay, then after that I go. So what I'm doing there is playing 13 of the second string, and then sweeping through and playing 10, 13, back to 10, back to 13 on the first string. So it goes. And eventually that pulls off back to the 10 again. So from the start. So I guess you'll notice the rhythm of the second and the third group are basically identical. So from the top one more time. Okay, then from there I want to drag my pointer back after that pull off, and then do a hammer on from 9 to 12 back to 9. So to go. So it's just sort of sliding in and having those hammer-ons after that. Okay, and that's just going to work back chromatically. So we're going to go from 9 to 12 back to 9, and then slide that back, and then go 8 to 11 back to 8, and then 7 to 10 back to 7. So to go. Okay, then one more time we slide back to 6, and then to 9, and then back to 6. So it's just sliding into hammers and pull-offs. So to go. Now when we get to the 5th fret one, that's when things change up a little bit. So let's put together what we've got thus far, and then we'll finish it off. Okay, now still continue with that momentum, I want to slide back to 5, hammer from 5 to 8, back to 5, and then jump to 8 of the second string. Sorry, just 1. And then back down to 5 of the first string, so it goes. After that, I want to jump back to 5 of the first string, which is just going to work up, I guess, an F major chord, arpeggio rather. So I'm playing 5 of the first string, 6 of the second, 5 of the third, and then 7 of the fourth. Obviously at full pace, I think that'll probably need to be swept. Okay, then after that I want to jump back to 5 of the third string, and then just do a random sort of slidey thing, sort of go. Let's try the whole thing from the start nice and slow, and then we'll do it one more time with the tabs. Let's try that one more time with the tabs. And that was part 1 of my 5 Magics solo tutorial. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. I'll catch you real soon.